Welcome to the Filmoviz Anima channel. This channel covers Hollywood movie and celebrity news, special for you movie lovers.
Challengers knock out Civil War. The movie set in the sport of tennis, Challengers, successfully knocked out last week's champion, Civil War. Not just knocking out Civil War, the Challengers movie K.O.D. it to number 4 right away. The revenue was mediocre at best. Zendaya, Mike Feist and Josh O'Connor only earned $15 million in the opening weekend of April 25 to 28, 2024. But Kristen Dunst and Wagner Moura's Civil War only managed to gross $7 million. All in all, nothing special. Below Challengers, there was also a newcomer, Unsung Hero with $7.7 million. At number 3, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire made a meager $7.2 million. Also declining was Horror Abigail with $5.2 million, followed by The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare which grossed $8 million. Meanwhile, Kung Fu Panda 4 held steady with $3.5 million in its 8th week of release. The Panda's move was followed by Ghostbusters Frozen Empire with $3.2 million, Dune Part 2 with $1.9 million and the 10th place movie, Boy Kills World with $1.6 million. A result that is quite concerning actually. Next week, the battle of summer movies will begin. 2 romantic movies will steal the start. Teen novel adaptations Turtles All the Way Down and The Idea of You starring duo Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Galitzine will hit theaters May 2nd. The next day, the big screen version of The Fall Guy will most likely dominate the weekend box office charts, and could even directly displace Zendaya's movie from the throne. Other potential million-dollar movies include The Horror Tarot and I Saw the TV Glow, or Ethan Hawke's drama Wildcat starring his daughter Maya Hawke. However, Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor-Johnson and filmmaker David Leitch is impossible to beat. A potential blockbuster of the year. Anyone you wanted. This is Tom Hardy's real action. After Mad Max Fury Road, Tom Hardy was expected to be the new action hero. One of Christopher Nolan's favorite actors who worked together in Inception, The Dark Knight Rises and Dunkirk, was also tipped to be the new James Bond, but Daniel Craig was still under contract. Hardy had an adventure as Venom in the Marvel Comics superhero trilogy, Volume 3 of which will be released in 2024. With that reputation, it's strange that Hardy hasn't become a top actor that major producers and studios are fighting over. This year, Hardy will also star in The Bike Riders, a male film that also reunites him with young star Austin Butler. But it seems that in the movie Havoc, Hardy's name will be reconsidered as a muscle actor who deserves to go up in class. In the full-action movie, Hardy is directed by Gareth Evans, a Welsh filmmaker who actually made a name for himself by promoting pencak silat martial arts from Indonesia. His films, Merantau, The Raid and The Raid 2 Berandal, wowed the Hollywood film world, including launching Iko Uwais, Expendables 4, Joe Taslim, Fast Furious 6, Mortal Kombat, Sisep Arif Rahman, Star Wars Force Awakens, and Yayan Rahim, John Wick 3. They won't be joining Havoc, but in the movie that will tell the story of a detective in the underworld mafia, reminiscent of The Raid, Forrest Whitaker, Timothy Olyphant and Luis Guzman will be added. The film, which is also scripted by Gareth Evans, will also be produced with Hardy under the banner of the film company XYZ Films. Jody Comer with new cast in 28 years later, the zombie sequel movie 28 Days Later will apparently feature new faces, not Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris, or Imogen Poots as previously echoed. Together, we know that Cillian last boasted that he would be present again in 28 Years Later, the title of the sequel to the zombie film that raised his name. But it turns out that only 3 names have signed contracts for this film and its sequel, Jody Comer, Ralph Fiennes and Aaron Taylor-Johnson. Aaron has just become a hot topic because he is rumored to be the new James Bond in addition to his films such as Bullet Train or The Fall Guy Yesterday. Fiennes is obviously known for being Voldemort in Harry Potter or M in Daniel Craig's James Bond. Jody Comer. She was the love interest for Matt Damon and Adam Driver in Last Duel, or the Tom Hardy Austin Butler movie The Bike Riders. So actually, an old cast, but a new face in this fast-paced zombie franchise. 28 years later will still be Danny Boyle and Alex Garland's project, but directing will be given to Boyle in Volume 1 of the planned trilogy. Nia DaCosta is set to direct Volume 2, while Volume 3 is yet to be decided, including who else will be added to the cast. But anything could be possible. Matt Damon can only reunite with his brother Affleck. Don't be fooled if you read the title Damon reuniting with Affleck. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are two friends whose big careers began when they played and wrote the script for Good Will Hunting in 1997. After that, both of them immediately became top actors, whether they played in the same movie or not. Some of their acting collaborations include Dogma, Jersey Girl, Air, and The Last Duel. But uniquely, Damon actually acts more often with his younger brother, Casey Affleck. Besides being invited to Good Will Hunting, they also met in the Ocean's 11 franchise and Interstellar and Oppenheimer yesterday or were involved as producers of the film Manchester by the Sea, which starred and won Casey Affleck an Oscar. Now Damon Affleck will meet again in a movie called The Instigators. This action drama movie about two thieves will be worked on by Doug Liman, a filmmaker who is familiar with Matt Damon's Jason Bourne films in the past. In addition to Damon and Affleck, the movie will be enlivened by famous casts such as Alfred Molina, Ving Rhames, Ron Perlman, Michael Stolberg and Hong Chow. Damon seems to be relieved with this project too. The reason is, Casey Affleck helped compose the script for the Instigators movie, while his brother, Ben Affleck, also supported in the producer sector. So, you could say this movie is full of nepotism anyway. But that term doesn't apply here, guys. Spiders in the Eyes of Jeff Daniels, Steven Spielberg and James Wan will team up to remake Jeff Daniels' hit film Arachnophobia. The tale of spider terror in a small California town was released alongside Die Hard 2 and Ghost in the summer of 1990. Surrounded by the action of Bruce Willis and the supernatural comedy of Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze, it seemed to make spider terror less powerful in the market. But Arachnophobia is actually a fun movie to watch. Directed by Frank Marshall, the movie features Jeff Daniels, Julian Sands and John Goodman. Marshall was in his first stint as a director and had just joined Amblin Entertainment with Spielberg, who also produced Arachnophobia. According to Jeff Daniels, filming this movie was very fun even though the last 2 weeks he alone had to be locked up with large spiders and rats. I'm glad it was spiders and not snakes, I couldn't have handled it, I'd still be in therapy if it was snakes, he joked. The Arachnophobia remake project has not yet reached Daniels' ears, nor has there been any offer from James Wan and his Atomic Monsters. But currently Wan has collaborated on the script with filmmaker Christopher Landon, who we know from Happy Death Day. It seems that this comedy thriller is more suitable for Daniels, especially because it is no longer possible for us to imagine his figure playing in the phenomenal Dumb and Dumber. Volume 3 as Harry Dunn. Love it, but no way. Thank you for watching, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe.